Hello, Heartland fans. Welcome back. After 18 seasons of Heartland, Season 19 is here. It's a quiet morning at Heartland Ranch. The sun is just beginning to rise, casting golden rays over the sprawling fields. Amy Fleming stands at the edge of the barn, gazing out over the land that has been her home for so long. The scent of fresh hay mixes with the earthy aroma of the soil beneath her boots, and for a brief moment everything feels peaceful. Beneath the serene beauty of Heartland, where golden fields stretch endlessly and horses graze under the open sky, Amy feels an unseen storm gathering. But this isn't just a shift in the weather, it's a change that could alter the course of her life forever. As she watches the animals she's come to love, memories flood her mind. She thinks back to the girl she once was, the one who arrived at Heartland carrying the weight of grief, unsure of herself and her place in the world. But time has shaped her into someone stronger, someone resilient. She is no longer just the girl learning to heel horses. She has become a mother, a wife, and a woman who has fought through loss and heartbreak, only to find love and purpose once more. Every challenge, every triumph has led her to this moment. And as the wind stirs around her, Amy knows deep down another chapter is about to unfold. But the road ahead isn't as clear as it once seemed. The camera cuts to a series of shots, Amy feeding the horses, Lindy playing nearby, Jack working in the barn, and Tim overseeing the cattle. It's a normal day at Heartland, but the undercurrent of change is palpable. There's a new energy in the air, an unspoken sense that the familiar rhythm of life is about to be disrupted. At the heart of it all is Amy's evolving role on the ranch. She has always been a source of stability, someone who can heal horses and mend broken spirits. But as Amber Marshall hinted in a recent update, this season will push Amy beyond her comfort zone. The first sign of change comes when Jack calls Amy into his office. His expression is serious, and for a moment, the weight of what's to come seems to hang in the air. "We've got a few things we need to discuss," Jack says, settling into his chair. "I've been thinking a lot about the future of Heartland." Amy raises an eyebrow, sensing the gravity of the conversation. "What kind of changes are we talking about?" Jack takes a deep breath. "I've been struggling with a few decisions around the ranch. Tim's not as young as he used to be, and I'm not getting any younger either. We need someone to take the reins, so to speak." Amy's heart skips a beat. She has always known that, someday, the responsibility of Heartland would fall on her shoulders. But hearing Jack's words makes it feel all too real. "Are you asking me to take over the ranch?" she asks, her voice steady but with an edge of uncertainty. Jack nods. "It's more than just running the day-to-day. It's about making decisions that will shape this place for years to come, and I think you're the right person for the job." This revelation shakes Amy to her core. She has always been a healer, someone who has excelled in her own way. But leadership, true leadership, is something else entirely. It's a responsibility she has never fully imagined for herself. As the conversation lingers in her mind, Amy feels a mix of emotions. There's a sense of honor in Jack's trust, but also the daunting realization that this role could change everything. No longer will she be just Amy, the horse whisperer. She'll be the one making decisions for the ranch, dealing with crises, and ensuring that Heartland continues to thrive. Meanwhile, Tim and Lou are dealing with their own set of challenges. Tim's health has been declining, and though he's not ready to admit it, Lou can see it. Her father's stubbornness is one thing, but his health is another. Running the ranch has never been a one-person job, and now, more than ever, Amy knows she can't do it alone. The weight of responsibility isn't just hers to bear, it belongs to the entire family. But as they face new challenges, the bonds that hold them together will be tested in ways they never expected. Lou has always been Amy's rock, standing by her side through every hardship, every triumph. Yet now, with Tim's health deteriorating, She feels torn between the two people she loves most. Her father needs her, yet so does her sister, and the pressure of being the glue that holds everything together is heavier than ever. The once familiar rhythm of life at Heartland is shifting, forcing Lou to navigate a delicate balance between duty, love, and her own sense of purpose. As the future of the ranch hangs in the balance, one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same again. As the days go by, the pressure starts to build. Amy finds herself struggling to balance the demands of her personal life with the growing responsibilities of the ranch. Her relationship with Nathan, still young but full of promise, begins to face new trials. They've been through so much together, but the weight of Amy's new role threatens to create a wedge between them. Nathan is supportive, but he can't ignore the distance growing between them as Amy becomes consumed with the ranch's needs. At the same time, a familiar face returns to the ranch, one that will spark old memories and stir emotions Amy thought she had long since buried. The return of Ty Borden, in spirit and in dreams, becomes a turning point. The central part of Amy's journey this season is his absence, which has left a void in her heart. Now, his presence, even in dreams, raises questions about the future of her relationships and her sense of self. The air around Heartland Ranch is changing, and for Amy, the next chapter is just beginning. The air around Heartland Ranch is thick with change, and Amy Fleming can feel it in every corner of the land she has come to love. She wakes up every morning with a sense of purpose, but today, something is different. The day begins like any other until the phone rings. It's a call from a neighboring ranch, from someone Amy knows well. But it's the kind of call that shakes you to the core. Their most prized horse has fallen ill, and their vet is nowhere to be found. With a storm rolling in, the ranch needs help fast. There's no time to lose, and Amy's expertise is their only hope. Without hesitation, Amy grabs her gear, preparing for another long day. She's ready for the challenge, but there's an undeniable sense of urgency in the air. As she rides out to the neighboring ranch, her mind races. She knows the stakes: one wrong move, and the horse could be lost. But it's more than just the horse. It's the pressure of being the one everyone turns to in moments like this. This is the kind of responsibility that comes with leadership. Meanwhile, Nathan is facing his own internal battle. Watching Amy take on more and more responsibility has been a source of pride for him, but it's also creating distance between them. He's noticed the late nights, the distracted conversations, and the strain in her eyes. The Amy he fell in love with is still there, but she's also evolving into someone he doesn't fully recognize. As a man who thrives on protecting those he loves, Nathan finds himself torn between supporting Amy and confronting his own feelings of neglect. It's not just about the ranch, it's about their relationship. Every conversation seems to end with unfinished words and unresolved tension. He's trying to be patient, but how long can he wait for the woman he loves to come back to him? And does he even have the right to ask that of her? Back at the ranch, Amy faces another haunting reminder of the past. As the storm clouds gather and the wind picks up, she heads to the barn to check on the horses. There, in the dim light, she sees the old saddle he used to ride. For a moment, it feels like he's standing right beside her. His absence has left a hole in her heart, one she has been trying to fill with work, with her daughter, with the responsibilities of Heartland. But the ache is still there, always lurking beneath the surface. Amy tries to push it down, to focus on what's in front of her, but it's impossible to ignore the emotional weight that Ty's memory carries. Every decision she makes, every step she takes, feels like a conversation with his ghost. She wonders, what would he say if he were here? Would he be proud of her? Would he understand the choices she's having to make? Just as the storm picks up, so does the drama at Heartland. Lou receives an unexpected visitor, someone from her past, someone who hasn't been in town for years. Their return sends ripples through the family, stirring up old feelings, unresolved issues, and long-buried secrets. Lou tries to keep it together, but the tension is palpable. The once close family unit begins to crack under the weight of its own history. Amy watches it all unfold, feeling the pressure mounting from all sides. The ranch is her life, but so is her family. The delicate balance she has worked so hard to maintain is now at risk. How much longer can she keep everything together before it all falls apart? As the day wears on and the storm rages outside, Nathan finally confronts Amy. He can't stand it any longer. He's watched her change, watched her shoulder the weight of the world, and it's breaking him inside. With emotions running high, Nathan pulls Amy aside after a long day on the ranch. "Amy, what's happening to us?" His voice is raw, his frustration palpable. "I don't recognize the woman I'm with anymore. I know you're doing your best, but what about us? What about you?" Amy's heart breaks at the question, but she doesn't have an answer. She has been so focused on saving the ranch, on stepping into this new role, that she has lost sight of what matters most: her family. She knows Nathan needs more from her, but she doesn't know if she can give it without losing herself in the process. "I'm trying, Nathan," she whispers, her voice cracking. "But I don't know how to do all of this. I don't know how to be everything everyone needs me to be." Back at the ranch, Jack and Tim are at odds over a critical decision that could shape the future of Heartland. Tim, ever the stubborn force, refuses to let go of control, while Jack understands that change is inevitable. The two men who have built this place together now find themselves on the brink of a full-blown confrontation. "You can't keep running this place like it's still the good old days," Jack says, his voice sharp. "We need to think about the future, Tim. The world is changing." Tim bristles, unwilling to accept that the ranch could ever be anything other than what it has always been. "And what do you think you're doing with Amy? Pushing her into a role she's not ready for?" The tension between Jack and Tim spills over into the rest of the family. Lou finds herself caught between her father and her husband, each pulling her in different directions. The weight of the decisions ahead feels overwhelming: the future of Heartland, the needs of her children, and the uncertainty looming over them all. Everything is colliding in a way she never anticipated. As the storm rages outside, so do the storms within the family. The once unified front of Heartland now seems fractured. Amy feels like she's at the center of it all, holding everything together with threadbare willpower that is beginning to fray. As night falls, Amy steps outside, needing a moment to herself. The storm has passed, but the winds of change still howl in the distance. She looks toward the barn, the place that has always been her sanctuary. With each step toward it, the weight on her shoulders seems to lift, if only slightly. Inside the barn, the air is thick, with the comforting scent of hay and leather, a familiar cocoon that has always felt like home. The horses stand quietly, their gentle presence offering a silent kind of understanding, as if they can sense the storm within her. Amy reaches for a brush, her fingers instinctively moving in the soothing rhythm of grooming one stroke at a time, grounding her in the present, pulling her back from the whirlwind of emotions, threatening to consume her. But even in the stillness, a presence lingers, and then, like a whisper carried on the wind, she hears it: Ty's voice, strong, steady, unmistakable. Her breath catches as a single tear slips down her cheek, not just from sorrow, but from something deeper, something almost sacred. It's not just grief, it's love. It's the quiet realization that she has never truly been alone. Ty's spirit is here, woven into the very fabric of this place, into every memory, every lesson, every piece of strength she's ever found within herself. For so long, she has tried to shoulder the weight of the world alone. But standing here with the warmth of the horses around her and the echo of Ty's voice in her heart, she knows it's time to let go of the fear, to lean on those who love her, to embrace the future not with hesitation, but with the unwavering strength he always believed she had. The morning after the storm is calm, but the aftershocks of last night's revelations still echo through Heartland Ranch. Amy's world feels like it's shifting beneath her feet, and as the sun rises over the sprawling fields, she wonders if this calm is just an illusion. Every decision she has made has brought her to this point. But now the future feels like both a gift and a burden she's not sure how to bear. As Amy walks through the barn, the familiar sounds of horses snorting and shifting fill the air, offering a strange sense of comfort. But even this sanctuary can't erase the tension building inside her. Her role at Heartland is no longer just about helping animals. It's about holding the entire legacy of the ranch in her hands. The pressure is mounting, and with it, the fear that she might not be enough. She has always been the one to mend broken horses. But what about her own heart? What about her family? This question gnaws at her as she moves through her morning chores. She's lost in thought when Lo arrives at the barn, her expression tense. "Amy, we need to talk," Lo says, her voice laced with concern. Amy wipes her hands on her jeans, bracing herself. "I know. I can feel it, Lo. But I don't know how to fix it." Lou hesitates before stepping closer. "I think we both know something needs to change if we're going to keep Heartland going. But you can't do it all by yourself, Amy. We're family. We have to stick together." Meanwhile, Jack and Tim are locked in yet another disagreement, this time over the future of the ranch. Jack has always been the steady hand guiding Heartland through both good times and bad. But now, as the pressures of the modern world weigh heavily on him, he knows that Heartland must adapt. Sitting across from Tim at the kitchen table, frustration lines Jack's face. "Tim, we can't keep running this place like it's still the 1950s. The world's changing, and we have to change with it," Jack argues, his voice sharp. Tim, ever the old-school cowboy, crosses his arms and leans back in his chair, his expression hardened. "And what exactly are you proposing, Jack? That we turn Heartland into some corporate venture?" "Forget it. This place was built on hard work and tradition, and I'm not about to let that go." The battle lines are drawn. The question remains, can Heartland survive the changes ahead? Or will it break under the weight of its own history? On hard work, not flashy ideas, the argument escalates quickly, neither man willing to back down. The more they clash, the more the rest of the family feels the divide. Lou's attempts to mediate fall flat, and even Amy, who has always tried to keep the peace, finds herself caught in the middle of a battle she never expected to fight. As if the weight of the ranch weren't enough, Nathan is struggling with his own insecurities. He watches Amy pour herself into Heartland's future, and with each passing day, he feels more distant from her. He wants to support her, but the gap between them seems insurmountable. She's buried in responsibilities, and he's stuck in the past, trying to hold on to the love they once shared. One evening, as they sit together in the kitchen, the silence between them is deafening. Nathan finally speaks, his voice thick with emotion. "Amy, we can't keep going on like this. You're here, but you're not really here. You're everywhere but with me. I need to know, is there even a place for me in your life anymore?" Amy freezes. The question cuts deeper than she expected. She's tried to ignore the growing distance, tried to convince herself that their love would be enough to carry them through the storm. But now, she realizes love alone won't save them. "I don't know anymore, Nathan," she whispers, her heart breaking as the truth escapes her lips. "I'm lost in this world of responsibilities, and I don't know how to find my way back to you." The words hang heavy in the air, and for a moment, time itself seems to stop. There's no easy fix, no quick solution. They're at a crossroads, and Amy knows she can't keep pretending everything is fine. The days that follow are filled with uncertainty and fear. Amy knows the ranch needs her, but she also knows her relationship with Nathan is on the brink of collapse. She finds herself questioning everything: her role at Heartland, her future, and whether she's sacrificing too much for a dream that's slipping further and further away. Sensing Amy's turmoil, Lo pulls her aside one afternoon. "Amy, I see what's—" Amy shakes her head, tears threatening to spill. "I don't know how to stop, Lo. I don't know how to let go of anything." Lou takes her sister's hand, her grip firm yet reassuring. "You have to let us help you, Amy. This family, this ranch, it's all of us. We can't survive if we don't work together." For the first time in what feels like forever, Amy allows herself to feel the weight of her emotions. She's been so focused on holding everything together that she's forgotten one of the most important lessons she's ever learned. She doesn't have to do it alone, but can she find a way to bring everyone together before it's too late? That night, as Amy sits alone on the porch, the distant sound of hooves echoes through the cool night air. She looks up, her eyes narrowing as a figure emerges through the fog, someone unexpected. Someone from her past. Someone she never thought she'd see again. Her heart pounds as the figure steps closer, their face still shadowed. "Why are you here?" Although disbelief lingers beneath the surface, Amy's voice is steady. The figure stops just short of the porch, their voice low and filled with purpose. "I've come to help." Amy's breath catches in her throat. The past she thought she had buried resurfaces in a single moment, one that could change everything. Amy feels unsettled, but as the night wears on, a quiet resolve begins to build inside her. She's been running on empty for so long, trying to keep everything together. But now, she understands she can't do it all. The ranch, her family, her relationship with Nathan, it's all interconnected. And if she's going to preserve what she holds dear, she needs to start making the hard choices. Above Heartland, the stars twinkle against the vast open sky. The storm has passed, but the winds of change are still blowing. The question is, how will she navigate them? The morning after, the dawn is deceptively calm. But even as sunlight spills over the sprawling fields, the aftershocks of last night's revelations still echo through Heartland. Amy's world feels like it's shifting beneath her feet, and she's not sure if this newfound calm is real or just an illusion. She is now where she is because of the choices she has made. But the future seems like both a gift and a burden that she isn't sure she is ready to carry. As she walks through the barn, the familiar sounds of horses snorting and shifting in their stalls offer a strange sense of comfort. But even this sanctuary can't erase the tension tightening in her chest. Her role at Heartland is no longer just about working with the horses, isn't just about training them. It's about holding the entire legacy of the ranch in her hands. The pressure is mounting, and with it comes a nagging fear. What if I'm not enough? She's always been the one to mend broken horses. But what about her own heart? What about her family? The questions gnaw at her as she moves through the morning chores. She's lost in thought when Lo appears at the barn, her expression tense. "Amy, we need to talk," Lo says, concern lacing her voice. "Dad's pushing hard for changes around here. Tim isn't having it, and it's creating a rift between all of us." Amy glances up, brushing her hands on her jeans. "I know," she murmurs. "I can feel it." Lou hesitates, then steps closer. "I think we both know something has to change if we're going to keep Heartland going. But you can't do it all by yourself, Amy. We're family. We have to stick together." Meanwhile, Jack and Tim are locked in yet another disagreement. This time over the future of the ranch. Jack has always been the steady hand guiding Heartland through good times and bad. But as the pressures of the modern world close in, he knows the ranch can't survive without adapting. Sitting across from Tim at the kitchen table, frustration lines his face. "Tim, we can't keep running this place like it's still 1985, Jack argues, his voice sharp. "The world's changed, and we have to change with it." Tim, ever the old-school cowboy, crosses his arms and leans back in his chair, his expression hardened. "And what exactly are you proposing, Jack? That we turn Heartland into some corporate venture?" He shakes his head. "Forget it. This place was built on hard work, not flashy ideas." The words hang heavy between them. Heartland stands at a crossroads, and so does Amy. Will they hold on to the past or embrace an uncertain future? "Forget it," Tim snaps, his voice hard. "This place was built on hard work, not flashy ideas." The argument escalates quickly, neither man willing to back down. The more they clash, the deeper the divide grows within the family. Lou's attempts to mediate fall flat, and even Amy, who's always tried to keep the peace, finds herself caught in the middle of a war she never expected to fight. As if the weight of the ranch weren't enough, Nathan is battling his own demons. He watches Amy struggle, and with each passing day, he feels himself drifting further from her. He wants to support her, but the distance between them feels insurmountable. She's burying herself in the ranch's future. He's clinging to the past. And somewhere in between, their love is slipping away. One evening, as they sit together in the kitchen, the silence is deafening. Nathan exhales sharply, unable to keep pretending. "Amy, we can't keep going on like this," he says, his voice thick with emotion. "You're here, but you're not really here. You're everywhere but with me." I need to know. His throat tightens, but he forces the words out. "Is there even a place for me in your life anymore?" Amy freezes. The question cuts deeper than she expected. She's tried to ignore the growing distance, to convince herself that love alone is enough to carry them through the storm. But now, looking at Nathan, she realizes the truth. "I don't know anymore," she whispers, her heart breaking as the words escape. "I'm lost in all of this, the ranch, the responsibilities, and I don't know how to find my way back to you." The words hang heavy in the air. For a moment, it feels like time has stopped. There's no easy fix, no quick solution. They are at a crossroads, and Amy finally understands. Pretending everything is fine won't make it so. The days that follow are filled with uncertainty and fear. Amy knows she is needed at the ranch, but she also knows her relationship with Nathan is on the verge of breaking. She finds herself questioning everything: her role at Heartland, her future, and whether she's sacrificing too much for a dream that keeps slipping further from her grasp. Lou, sensing her sister's turmoil, pulls her aside one afternoon. "Amy, I see what's happening," Lou says gently. "You're trying to do everything, but it's too much. You don't have to carry this alone." Amy shakes her head, her throat tightening. "I don't know how to stop, Lou. I don't know how to let go of anything." Lou takes her sister's hand, offering a rare moment of vulnerability. "You have to let us help you, Amy. This family, Heartland, it's all of us. We can't survive if we don't work together." For the first time in what feels like forever, Amy allows herself to feel the weight of everything pressing down on her. She's been so focused on holding it all together that she's forgotten the most important lesson she's ever learned. She doesn't have to do this alone. But can she bring everyone together before it's too late? That night, Amy sits alone on the porch, staring out into the darkness. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth, the remnants of an earlier storm still lingering. Then hoofbeats, distant at first, then growing closer. A figure emerges from the fog. Amy turns her head, her pulse quickening. It's an unexpected visitor, someone from her past. Someone she never thought she'd see again. She stands, her breath catching in her throat. "Why are you here?" Her voice is steady, but disbelief ripples beneath the surface. The figure steps forward, their face still shadowed in the mist. "I've come to help," they say, their voice low and filled with purpose. Amy's heart pounds, because she knows whoever they are, whatever they want, nothing will ever be the same again. Share your thoughts in comment section. and subscribe my channel for more Heartland updates.